I got a bond. They say it's secured or it's unsecured. I can't make heads or tails of it. What does it mean? In general, there are 3 different types of bonds. The first type of bond is called a written promise to appear. This is the best bond that you could hope to receive. And if you're receiving this bond, it's likely that this is your first experience ever getting one. Essentially, you sign a piece of paper that the state gives you, saying, I will return on my court date, on my word, and then you go on your merry way, as long as you come back to court. This is the best type of bond to receive. The second type of bond is called an unsecured bond. Now what unsecured means is that they're going to give you a dollar amount. They're going to say your bond is $500 unsecured. And a lot of people are like, I'm supposed to pay $500? No one ever took $500. Well, that's because it's unsecured, which means that the state is not going to require you to give them any money. So what's the difference between a written promise and the unsecured bond in those instances? Well, if you don't come to court on the written promise, they issue a failure to appear, and they eventually will have you come back to court and likely issue you a new bond. If you fail to appear on an unsecured bond, they will at that point charge you whatever amount of money that you owed on the unsecured bond. So at this point, your $500 that you didn't pay would become due and payable to the state. That's the real difference between a written promise and an unsecured bond. The last type of bond, which is the worst type of bond to receive and the harshest form of bond, was called a secured bond. Now, a secured bond functions much like an unsecured bond, except this time you have to pay before you can get out. A secured bond is generally reserved for much more serious offenses, or if you have an extensive criminal background with histories of not showing up to court. These are the instances in which a secured bond would likely be levied by a judge. So if you've got questions about what type of bond you received at your hearing, give Dumb at Fradin a call today.